music industry. It's a whirlwind of catchy tunes, dazzling performances, and larger-than-life personas. We see our favorite artists on stage, bathed in the spotlight, seemingly living the dream. But behind the curtain lies a complex network of creators, producers, and business people working tirelessly to bring us the music we love. These unsung heroes are the songwriters, the composers, the publishers, the session musicians, the beating heart of the music ecosystem. They pour their souls into crafting the soundtrack to our lives, and their creative labor deserves fair compensation. Imagine a world without music. No concerts to attend, no albums to stream, no soundtracks to elevate our emotions. The very thought seems bleak, doesn't it? Music enriches our lives in countless ways, and it's only fair that the people who create it are rewarded for their contributions. This is where music royalties come in. They're not just about money, they're about acknowledging the value of creativity and ensuring that the artists we cherish can continue to share their gift with the world. But the world of music royalties can be as intricate as a Bach fugue, leaving many artists and music lovers lost in a maze of legal jargon and complex formulas. In this exploration, we'll demystify the world of music royalties, shedding light on the different types, how they're calculated, and why they matter. Whether you're an aspiring musician, a seasoned industry professional, or simply a curious music enthusiast, understanding music royalties is essential to appreciating the delicate balance between art and commerce in the music industry. So, let's dive in and unravel the mysteries behind these unsung heroes of the music industry, the royalties that keep the music playing.
In the world of music, royalties are the lifeblood that sustains the creative ecosystem. They are the payments made to songwriters, composers, and music publishers every time their work is used, performed, or reproduced. Think of them as tiny seeds of appreciation that blossom into financial support, enabling artists to continue creating the music we love. Every time you hear a song on the radio, stream it online, or watch a movie with a killer soundtrack, royalties are generated. These royalties ensure that the creators behind the music are fairly compensated for their hard work and talent. Just as a writer receives royalties for their book sales, musicians and songwriters deserve their share of the pie when their creations reach the ears and hearts of listeners worldwide. But the world of music royalties is no simple melody. It's a complex symphony with different instruments playing their part. There are various types of music royalties, each tailored to a specific use of a musical work. Understanding these different types is crucial for both artists and music enthusiasts alike. It's about recognizing the multifaceted value of music and ensuring that the creative forces behind it are properly acknowledged and rewarded for their contributions. In the following sections, we'll delve into the intricacies of each royalty type, unraveling the web of rights and regulations that govern the flow of money in the music industry. From the moment a song is written to its countless renditions and interpretations, music royalties play a vital role in fostering creativity and sustaining the careers of those who enrich our lives with sound. So let's embark on this journey into the fascinating world of music royalties and discover the intricate mechanisms that keep the music playing. Let's start with the foundation, the mechanical royalty. These royalties kick in whenever a song is reproduced or distributed. Think CDs, vinyl records, digital downloads. Each copy sold generates a mechanical royalty for the songwriter and publisher. It's like a thank you note in monetary form for allowing someone to own a tangible piece of the music. But it's not just about physical copies anymore. The digital age has ushered in a new era of music consumption, and mechanical royalties have adapted to the times. Streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music may not sell physical copies, but they still rely on the reproduction of music to reach our ears. Every time you hit play on your favorite streaming platform, a mechanical royalty is generated for the songwriters and publishers behind the music. These royalties are calculated on a per-song, per-unit basis. So the more units sold, be it physical copies or digital streams, the higher the mechanical royalty payout. This ensures that the creators are compensated fairly for the widespread use and enjoyment of their music. In essence, mechanical royalties are the engine room of the royalty system, ensuring that the fundamental act of reproducing music is acknowledged and rewarded. They are a testament to the enduring value of songwriting and composing, even in a digital age where music can be accessed with a simple click or tap. In the next section, we'll explore another vital component of music royalties, performance royalties, and how they come into play when music takes center stage. Now, imagine your song playing on the radio, blasting in a club, or being covered by a local band. That's where performance royalties come into play. These royalties are paid to songwriters and publishers whenever their music is performed publicly. In the United States, organizations like ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC collect and distribute these royalties. They act as intermediaries, ensuring that the right people get paid when their music is used publicly. These organizations track performances across radio, TV, live venues, and even businesses that play background music. The rates for performance royalties are determined through a complex system of licenses, agreements, and monitoring. Factors like the size of the venue, the duration of the performance, and the popularity of the song all play a role in calculating the final payout. The world of performance royalties highlights the far-reaching impact of music. Whether it's setting the mood in a cafe or electrifying thousands at a concert, every public performance generates revenue that rightfully belongs to the creators of the music. These royalties ensure that the soundtrack to our lives continues to thrive, supporting the artists and songwriters who make it all possible. Syncing up the dollars, decoding synchronization royalties. From the silver screen to the small screen, music plays a powerful role in enhancing storytelling. Synchronization royalties, often called sync royalties, come into play when music is synchronized with visual media. Think of your favorite movie scene, the emotional climax, the heart-pounding chase, the tender moment between characters. Chances are, music is playing a crucial role in amplifying those emotions. Every time a song is used this way, in movies, TV shows, video games, or even commercials, synchronization royalties are generated. The process of securing music for synchronization involves negotiating a sync license between the rights holders, usually publishers and record labels, and the filmmakers or producers. The cost of this license can vary greatly depending on factors like the popularity of the song, the prominence of its use in the production, and the overall budget of the project. Synchronization royalties are a fascinating aspect of the music industry because they represent a convergence of creative disciplines. They highlight the power of music to elevate storytelling and create unforgettable experiences for audiences worldwide. These royalties ensure that the creators of the music share in the success of the visual media their work helps bring to life.
Let's talk about Ava, a rising star in the age of streaming. She's got a unique sound, millions of streams, and a devoted fan base. She's living the dream, right? Well, not so fast. While Ava's music is streamed millions of times on platforms like Spotify and Apple Music, her royalty statements tell a different story. See, streaming royalties, while a growing piece of the pie, are often fractions of a cent per stream. So even with millions of plays, Ava's income from streaming alone might not cover the cost of producing a single track. This is the harsh reality for many artists in the digital age. Ava's story highlights the disparity between popularity and profitability in the streaming era. While massive streaming numbers might give the illusion of success, the actual earnings for artists, especially emerging ones, can be dishearteningly low. This reality forces artists like Ava to find creative ways to supplement their income, from touring and merchandise to brand partnerships and sync licensing. The rise of streaming has undoubtedly democratized music distribution, allowing artists to reach a global audience without record label backing. But the current royalty rates on these platforms raise questions about the sustainability of a music career solely reliant on streaming revenue. Ava's story is a reminder that while streaming has opened doors, It has also created new challenges for artists navigating the complex economics of the music industry.
Beyond the charts when a song finds its second life. Now, let's shift gears and talk about Ben, a songwriter who penned a catchy tune a few years back. The song didn't exactly top the charts, but it had a good run, got some radio play, and even featured in a popular TV commercial. Years later, Ben is pleasantly surprised to see a steady stream of royalties coming in for that very song. This is the beauty of the royalty system. A song can continue to generate income long after its initial release. Ben's song found a second life through synchronization, public performance royalties from the commercial airing, and even a recent surge in streams after being featured on a popular playlist. Ben's story illustrates the long tail of music royalties. While a song's initial chart performance might determine its early earnings, other revenue streams like sync licensing, public performance, and even renewed interest through playlists or covers can contribute significantly to its long-term value. This is why building a diverse portfolio of income streams is crucial for songwriters and artists, ensuring that their work continues to generate revenue beyond its initial moment in the spotlight. The world of music royalties is full of these unexpected twists and turns. A song can find new life in unexpected places, proving that creative work can have a lasting impact and continue to reward its creators long after its creation. Ben's story is a testament to the enduring power of music and the importance of a well-rounded approach to royalty generation. Section 3. The Indie Enigma Navigating Royalties as an Independent Artist. Meet Chloe, an independent artist who embraces the DIY ethos. She writes, records, produces and promotes her music all on her own, relishing the creative control and direct connection with her fans. But when it comes to royalties, Chloe finds herself navigating a complex labyrinth of regulations and administrative tasks. As an independent artist, Chloe doesn't have the backing of a record label to handle the intricacies of royalty collection and distribution. She's responsible for registering her songs with performing rights organizations, negotiating sync licenses, and ensuring she's receiving her due royalties from various platforms and sources. This administrative burden can be overwhelming for independent artists like Chloe, taking valuable time and resources away from their primary passion, creating music. Fortunately, there are organizations and resources available to support independent artists in navigating the complexities of the royalty system. Services like digital distributors, independent music publishers, and artist advocacy groups offer guidance and assistance with royalty collection, licensing, and administration. These resources are invaluable for empowering independent artists to focus on their craft, while ensuring they receive fair compensation for their work. Chloe's story highlights the importance of these support systems in fostering a thriving independent music scene. Section 4. Legacy Lane, How Classic Hits Continue to Generate Royalties. Let's take a trip down memory lane and talk about Dancing Queen by ABBA. This iconic disco anthem, released in 1976, continues to get people on the dance floor and generate substantial royalties for its songwriters Benny Andersson and Björn Ulvaeus. Decades after its release, Dancing Queen remains a staple on radio playlists, features in countless movies and TV shows, and enjoys a resurgence every time a new generation discovers its infectious energy. Each spin on the radio, sync placement in a film, and stream on a digital platform generates performance and mechanical royalties for its creators. The enduring popularity of classic hits like Dancing Queen demonstrates the long-term earning potential of music copyrights. Songs that capture the hearts and minds of listeners can continue to generate significant revenue for decades, transcending generations and cultural shifts. This underscores the importance of protecting intellectual property rights in the music industry. Copyright laws ensure that creators continue to benefit from their work, even long after its initial creation. The story of Dancing Queen is a testament to the enduring power of music and the importance of safeguarding the rights of creators to ensure they are fairly compensated for their contributions to our cultural landscape. Section 5, the royalty race, genre, disparities and their impact. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the disparities in royalty rates across different genres. While a pop hit streamed millions of times might rake in substantial royalties, a niche genre track with a smaller but dedicated following might earn significantly less for the same number of streams. This discrepancy stems from a complex interplay of factors, including audience size, advertising revenue generated by different genres on streaming platforms, and even historical biases within the music industry. These disparities raise concerns about fairness and equity, potentially disadvantaging artists in less commercially dominant genres. The issue of genre disparities in royalty rates is an ongoing conversation within the music industry. Some argue for a more equitable distribution of streaming revenue, perhaps based on factors like user listening habits rather than overall platform popularity. Others believe that market forces should dictate royalty rates, reflecting the varying levels of demand and engagement across genres. Regardless of the solutions proposed, the conversation itself highlights the need for greater transparency and fairness in how royalty rates are determined and distributed. Ensuring that all artists, regardless of genre, have a fair shot at earning a living from their music is crucial for fostering a diverse and vibrant musical landscape. The royalty squeeze, how low rates impact artists' livelihoods. We've explored the diverse avenues of music royalties, but the reality is, for many artists, the current rates paint a stark picture. The digital revolution, while democratizing music access, has also led to a decline in earnings for many, particularly those who aren't global superstars. Think of Liam, a talented singer-songwriter who pours his heart into his music. He's built a loyal following, touring relentlessly and engaging with fans online. But when he looks at his royalty statements, the numbers tell a different story, one of meager earnings that barely cover the costs of making and promoting his music. Liam's story is not unique. The current landscape, particularly in streaming, often means artists need millions upon millions of plays to see substantial earnings. This reality puts immense pressure on musicians, forcing them to compromise their artistic vision or resort to endless touring just to make ends meet. The royalty squeeze can stifle creativity, forcing artists to chase trends or compromise their artistic integrity for a shot at a viral hit. It's a constant struggle, especially for emerging and mid-level artists, to balance their passion with the financial realities of a career in music. The transparency tango navigating the opaque world of royalty statements. Now imagine receiving a royalty statement, a labyrinthine document filled with jargon, codes and figures that seem almost indecipherable. This is the reality for many artists trying to understand where their money is going. The lack of transparency in royalty reporting is a significant pain point. Royalty statements often arrive months after the earnings period, with complex breakdowns that are difficult to reconcile. This opacity makes it challenging for artists to identify discrepancies, ensure they're being paid correctly, and track the financial performance of their work. This lack of clarity can breed mistrust and frustration. Artists, already grappling with low rates, are often left in the dark about the financial intricacies of their own careers. This opacity underscores the need for clearer, more accessible royalty reporting, empowering artists to understand and manage their earnings effectively. The push for greater transparency is gaining momentum, with organizations demanding clearer statements and advocating for real-time royalty tracking systems. Such advancements are crucial to building a fairer and more equitable music industry. Power imbalances, the David and Goliath of royalty negotiations. In the battle for fair royalties, a stark power imbalance often exists between individual artists and the major players in the music industry, the streaming giants, record labels, and publishing houses. Think of Maria, a talented songwriter offered a publishing deal that seems promising on the surface. But when she delves into the fine print, she realizes the contract heavily favors the publisher, leaving her with a significantly smaller percentage of the royalties generated by her work. This scenario is all too common. Artists, especially emerging ones, often lack the leverage and legal expertise to negotiate favorable terms, putting them at a disadvantage from the outset. This power imbalance can result in unfair contracts that disproportionately benefit the corporations, leaving artists with a smaller slice of the pie. The fight for fairer royalty negotiations is ongoing, with organizations and advocates calling for greater transparency in contracts, standardized royalty rates, and increased bargaining power for musicians. Leveling the playing field is crucial to ensuring that artists are treated fairly and receive equitable compensation for their creative work. Despite the challenges, a spirit of change is brewing within the music industry. Artists are finding their voice, joining forces to advocate for their rights and demand a fairer system. Organizations like the Music Artists Coalition and the Union of Musicians and Allied Workers are mobilizing musicians, pushing for legislative reforms and raising awareness about royalty inequities. They understand that collective action is crucial to achieving meaningful change. The fight for fair royalties is not just about money, it's about respect, recognition, and the sustainability of a profession that enriches our lives. It's about ensuring that musicians, from the rising stars to the seasoned veterans, can earn a decent living from their craft. This movement is gaining momentum, prompting discussions about alternative models of music distribution, artist-owned platforms, and legislative reforms that prioritize the rights of creators in the digital age. The path forward will require a collective effort from artists, industry stakeholders, and music lovers alike to build a more equitable and sustainable music ecosystem. Section 1. The Echoes of Creativity. Reaffirming the value of music royalties. As we've journeyed through the intricate world of music royalties, one resounding truth emerges. Music, in all its power and resonance, holds immense value. It's the soundtrack to our lives, the language that transcends borders, the art form that can move us to tears or ignite our spirits. And behind every note, every lyric, every beat are creators pouring their hearts and souls into their craft. Music royalties, though often shrouded in complexity, are ultimately a recognition of this value. They are the lifeline that sustains artists, songwriters, and composers, allowing them to continue sharing their gifts with the world. From the iconic anthems that define generations to the hidden gems discovered on a late-night playlist, royalties ensure that creativity is acknowledged, rewarded, and encouraged to flourish. The stories we've explored, Ava's streaming struggles, Ben's unexpected windfall, Chloe's independent spirit, the enduring legacy of Dancing Queen, highlight the multifaceted impact of royalties. They are not just about financial compensation. They are about respect, recognition, and the sustainability of a profession that enriches our lives. In a world increasingly driven by data streams and algorithms, it's easy to lose sight of the human heart beating at the center of every song. Music royalties serve as a vital reminder that behind the playlists and streaming numbers are real people, pouring their creativity and passion into their work. Recognizing and upholding the value of their contributions is not just a matter of fairness, it's essential for keeping the music alive. Section 2. The Digital Dilemma. Navigating the evolving landscape of music consumption. The digital revolution has fundamentally reshaped how we consume music, opening up a world of possibilities while simultaneously presenting new challenges for artists and rights holders. Streaming platforms have democratized access to music, allowing listeners to explore a vast library of songs at their fingertips. Yet, this convenience has come at a cost. The current streaming model, while offering undeniable benefits, often struggles to translate massive listenership into sustainable earnings for many artists, particularly those outside the upper echelon of superstardom. The fractions of a cent earned per stream, while seemingly insignificant in isolation, add up to a substantial gap between popularity and profitability for a significant portion of the music community. This digital dilemma demands a collective re-evaluation of how we value music in the 21st century. Is a system that prioritizes mass consumption over fair compensation for creators sustainable in the long run? The answer, as with most complex issues, is not simple. It requires open dialogue, innovative solutions, and a willingness to adapt to the ever-evolving landscape of music consumption. Some propose alternative models such as user-centric streaming, where subscription fees are distributed directly to the artists a user listens to, ensuring that revenue more accurately reflects listening habits. Others advocate for greater transparency in royalty calculations and distribution, empowering artists to track their earnings and identify discrepancies. The path forward will likely involve a combination of technological innovation, legislative reform, and a fundamental shift in how we value and support the creators behind the music we love. Section 3. Towards a more harmonious future. Advocating for fair compensation and transparency. The push for a fairer and more equitable music industry is gaining momentum, fueled by a growing chorus of voices demanding change. Artists, armed with a heightened awareness of their rights and the power of collective action, are challenging the status quo and advocating for a system that values their contributions. Organizations and advocacy groups are playing a crucial role in this movement, amplifying the voices of artists, pushing for legislative reforms, and educating both creators and consumers about the intricacies of music royalties. They understand that knowledge is power, and that by shedding light on the opaque aspects of the industry, they can empower artists to make informed decisions and negotiate fairer deals. Transparency is paramount in this fight for fairness. Demystifying the often convoluted world of royalty statements, ensuring clear and timely reporting, and providing artists with the tools to track their earnings are essential steps towards a more equitable system. When artists are equipped with knowledge and a clear understanding of their rights, they are better positioned to advocate for themselves and negotiate fair compensation for their work. The pursuit of fair compensation extends beyond individual artists. It requires a collective effort from all stakeholders in the music ecosystem: streaming platforms, record labels, publishers, and music lovers alike. By fostering a culture of transparency, dialogue, and mutual respect, we can create a more sustainable and equitable industry that benefits everyone involved. Section 4. Keeping the music alive. A collective responsibility. The future of music hinges on our collective responsibility to nurture and sustain the very source of its magic, the creators. It's about recognizing that music is not just a commodity to be streamed, downloaded, or consumed. It's a profound expression of human creativity, deserving of respect, appreciation, and fair compensation. As music lovers, we have a crucial role to play, supporting artists directly by attending concerts, purchasing merchandise, and advocating for fair royalty rates are tangible ways to make a difference. Educating ourselves about the challenges artists face and engaging in conversations about the future of the music industry are equally important contributions. The music industry is at a crossroads. The digital revolution has brought about both unprecedented opportunities and unforeseen challenges. The path forward requires a collective effort, a willingness to adapt, and a shared commitment to ensuring that the creators behind the music we cherish can continue to share their gifts with the world. Let's work together to build a music industry that is both innovative and equitable. A landscape where artists are valued, creativity flourishes, and the music never stops playing. Remember, every note we hear, every lyric that resonates, every beat that moves us is a testament to the power of human creativity. It's up to all of us to ensure that this creativity continues to thrive for generations to come.